Right, welcome back to another unboxing video of Bloodborne, the board game. We just got our full moon set. That means that's our all-in pledge. Everything that is an add-on to the campaign has arrived. So we backed all of it. And here you have in front of you are the a little smaller boxes. We have two more large boxes in the box, but these four are the smaller ones, and we have an even smaller box. This is the Hunter's Dream. We have the Yargul Unseen Village, the Upper Cathedral Ward, and the Bergenwood. Right, so let's get started. Let's start with the Bergenwood, and then we're going to the Upper Cathedral Ward. Then we're going down to Yargul Unseen Village, and lastly, we're gonna check out Hunter's Dream and the extras. All right, let's set it up. Okay, so to start off, let's open Bergenwood. First and foremost, let's check that cover art. It looks like a painting of some sort. So yeah, I really like that. So Bergenwood, if we look at the back, it shows you like a brief overview of what you're going to expect inside the box. This is really nice, so you know what you're going to get. There's also a list of components here. I'm going to put this in the description. Yeah, so Bergenwood contains a full campaign, 3 new enemies, and 1 boss. Let's take a look at the components. First, you will see Garden of Ice. These are the cards for the enemies, the monsters. Okay, so we have here Garden of Ice, Child of Rome, and Scholar. They're two-sided, double-sided, so you have a variability there. Then we have the Byrgenwerth Castle, the tile. This is one whole tile. We also have the Moonside Lake with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces and a lantern here. Remember, the lantern is where you spawn when you go to the Hunter's Dream. So maybe this is also the starting area for the hunters. And there's this effect here. If you look closely to the tile, I like the colors here. Right, let's move on. These are the cards you will see. This is Rom, the vacuum spider. Lighting is bad at the moment if we are using plastic because there's a reflection. So I'm gonna take it out of the plastic. All right, so here we have it. We have Rom, the vacuum spider. You can see again they reuse the assets that they have for the Bloodborne card game, and maybe this is what Sony gave them from the video game. Right, so that is phase 1 and phase 2 of Rom. Then we have the introduction for the campaign. So the campaign is called the Eldritch Truth. It's up to 45 cards, and you have these 3 chapters. So each campaign will have 3 chapters, and the cards will be numbered, and maybe the campaign will tell you what number of card to open. Right, so that is the cards, the standard size cards. We have smaller cards here. These are the cards for activating ROM and other monsters. So these are phase 1 cards of ROM. Of course, I'm not going to show this to you because the beauty of Bloodborne is you have to fight the boss without knowing anything about its movement. So you get to learn its pattern. So I suggest you do it here in this board game as well. In that way, you will be able to play it like 3 times, and you will make a progress in terms of analyzing their movement and pattern. So these are divided into 2 phases, phase 1 and phase 2 for the boss. And then we have, I think these are new cards, madness cards that came with this box. So maybe your hunter will gain these madness cards. So this Bergenwood has shades of the standard Cthulhu mythos, but we all know that Bloodborne is heavily based on HP Lovecraft's mythos, right? Let's open this one. These are the miniatures, the good parts. I'm not sure if there's a hunter included in this, but I don't think so. So, yep. Ooh, whoa. First, let's take a look at this. Let's jump right into it. So, this is Rom. Oh, wow. Just look at those details. Those features are really popping out. Great job. Oh my god. But if I were you, I'm going to cover this line with a putty or a green stuff. Yeah, but overall, that's amazing. All right, let's move on. We have these are four miniatures. So I'm just going to show you one. This is scholar of some sort. Eesh. Right. Next, under this we have some spiders. So we have some spiders here. Oh, large one. Just look at those eyes or whatever that is. So detailed. Amazing. So we have four of those spiders. We have four of these. Yeah. All right. So that's everything you will see in the Bergenwood expansion. Let's move on to the Upper Cathedral Ward. All right, good hunters, we're going up to the Upper Cathedral Ward. This expansion has a campaign that focuses on the church and the shameful thing that they have done in the past. Um, it comes with this monster and a couple of cards, two new enemies. So let's go ahead, check what's inside. But before that, of course, I almost forgot. Let's just appreciate the art, the cover art here. You see a hunter in the middle, surrounded by these veiled creatures. I think going up to the Upper Cathedral Ward. But yeah, so first we have the orphanage. I'm just gonna position it slanted like this so that it doesn't directly reflect the light. So we have here the orphanage, simple design here. It's in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's the usual spaces they have for large tiles like this. The normal tiles doesn't look that's it's not at this size. I think it's just like these smaller tiles. That's the normal. So this is already an oversized tile and it's double sided. This is the altar of despair. We have a lantern here and a spider here, and this is nine, containing 9 spaces. So this is really good for a boss fight. All right, there we have it. Next, let's look at the cards. These are the monster cards. Right, so these are, we have the Brain Sucker, we have the Celestial Emissary. Brain Sucker, they're double-sided, and they will have their miniatures there as well. We'll take a look at that later. Then let's take a look at these cards. It came with this. That's why the only reason why the deck is like this is because of the campaign. But without the campaign, you'll only get one boss card, and the boss here is Ebrietas, daughter of the Cosmos. She's this large miniature, but we'll take a look at that later. And yep, so this expansion adds Ebrietas to your game. You can use her in your Chalice dungeon. But in this campaign, you will be going against her. So the campaign's name is Celestial Truths, and it has up to 68 cards. I think this is the highest number I've seen so far. This is the campaign, Celestial Truth, and then this is the behavior of Ebrietas. We have phase 1 and phase 2. Again, I'm not going to show this to you for the same reason. I didn't show you ROMs because it's up to you to discover the pattern of the boss in order to defeat them. So you're gonna have to try this game for so many times in order to perfect it. All right, let's take a look at the miniatures, the good stuff. I guess there's a tape on this somewhere. Right, there's a tape on this. I hate when Simon does this, but I have no choice. Right, so let's get on with it. Let's take a look at the brightest first. The miniature is huge compared to the other miniatures, and oh my god, I'm not gonna talk anymore. I'm just gonna let you appreciate the details on this one. That is a huge miniature. All right, so that's that's the boss in this campaign, Bryatas. Then we have some. I guess these are the brain suckers. Yep, the brain sucker. They have this thing over their head, maybe to suck brains. Just what their name suggests. We have four of these. Right. Next, we have the Celestial Emissary. These guys that looks like a mushroom with large brain. Yeah, look at that butt. All right, so that's the Celestial Emissary. We have four of those as well. And that's everything you will get in the Upper Cathedral Ward expansion. We're going down to Yargul, the Unseen Village. Alright, good hunters, welcome to Yahar'Gul, the Unseen Village. Yargul is the nightmarish version of Yarnam, as described here in the description here. This comes with a full campaign, two new enemies, one new boss, and you can see here there's a typo here. Instead of new, it's just NW, but we understand that. One new boss, an oversized tile again, and the other components here. So let's get on with it. Again, looking at this is like an old picture, an ancient landscape painting of an old city. Right, so that's Yahar'Gul, nightmarish version of Yarnam. Let's take a look at what's inside. First, we have the tile called Yahar'Gul. It's 9 spaces, and it's an oversized tile. It's like a dungeon here with multiple spaces here, like a prison cell. And at the back, we have Advent Plaza, an open space containing 7 spaces, highly spacious in the middle, but on the side, it's more of a, corner, whatever. Right, so again, there's a lantern here, meaning that's the starting place in your campaign. Let's go to the cards. Right, so first of all, we have the large cards here for the monsters. We have the Cramp Casket and Kidnappers. We have two monsters, two enemies here, and one boss. The boss will be the one reborn. This is his health depending on the number of players. This is what he looks like, or it looks like. This is the phase 1 and this is the phase 2. Next, this is the campaign. The campaign is called The Unseen Village. It's a really nice card back here. You have an introduction to read to the players and to yourself. And we have the chapter 1 setup, chapter 2, and chapter 3. The rest are 45 numbered cards. Alright? Those are the campaign. I'm not going to show you the campaign as well. It's up for you to discover. And the same goes with the boss behavior for the phase 1 and the phase 2. Then, aside from that, we also have Yahar'Gul chapter 2. I don't know what this is. So let's take a look at one of it. One of these cards, so we know what it is. We have an idea. So yeah, I guess this is related to the campaign, but it has no text. A little bit of text there, but I think it affects your game depending on the campaign. The campaign will instruct you how to use this. But yeah, I noticed that the expansions does not come with any like a rule book, rule sheet to guide the players how to integrate the expansion or how to use it, or if it has a unique rules added to it. It doesn't have that, so it's up to you to like discover it and integrate. Right. Those are the cards. Let's take a look at the miniatures. Right, with the tape gun, let's take a look at the miniatures. First, let's take a look at the Cramp Casket. The Cramp Casket looks like this. We have four of these monster miniature. There's a casket at the bottom of it, and there is this skulls coming out with some limbs. How many limbs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 limbs. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 limbs. I think 7 is the magic number in Bloodborne. I'm not sure, but I keep seeing, I keep counting 7 even in the spaces. But yeah, look at that. Look at those skulls. Just amazing. It would be a blast to paint these miniatures, you know. Next we have the kidnapper. Kidnappers look like this. They have a sack. They're carrying a sack. Well, if you have played the video game, you will be familiar with how they look, but you will appreciate the the accuracy of the sculptor translating those figures, those 3D figures, 3D assets into a actual physical miniature. So that's one thing to appreciate as well. This is the kidnapper. And then lastly, let's take a look at the One Reborn. The One Reborn looks like this. It's like an abomination of made up of multiple parts of human bodies. And there is this, like, what is this? A ghoul or something on top of it? Yeah, that's gross. Look at this a leg here, limbs, foot, some bones. Yeah, let me see how it looks like. So it looks like this. A heap of bones and flesh, dead bodies. Yeah, that's the One Reborn. Great sculpt, great miniature. Right, so that is everything you will see in Yahar'Gul Unseen Village expansion. Lastly, let's take a look at the Hunter's Dream. Alright, good hunters. After all that adventure, three places that we have been to: Upper Cathedral Ward, Bergenwood, and Yahar'Gul, we're going back to the Hunter's Dream. In this expansion, you can add an extra chapter to any campaign you are running currently. It also adds a layer of difficulty because it adds mini bosses. This is like monsters, but more, let's say, smarter and stronger because they are hunters themselves. So these hunters will be your enemy or has a chance of spawning while you are playing your campaign. It also comes with an extra box here that adds more of the hunters and turning them into mini bosses, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at what's inside the hunter's dream. Again, the cover is nice. This looks like a screenshot from the video game. Nice scene here. We have the full moon there and the tree here, and a couple of posts on the left and the right of the hunter. And of course, we have the hunter in the middle, and you know this guy. This is German. All right. Now we have a rule book or a rule sheet, if I must say. This, I guess, this is the first. This is the only small box expansion that came with a rule sheet, but I guess I have a feeling that this is compressed and we have to look at the forums or wait for an errata for this to be understandable. Because what they did in the Chalice Dungeon, they put it the rules in two sheets, 2 pages, and that's not enough. It wasn't explained really well. They didn't even talk about the Hunter's Dream during a PvP, so we had a hard time there. But yeah, I hope they come up with a better way of telling us how to play the game. Maybe, just one sheet of paper is not that bad. All right, we have oversized tile here that shows the workshop. This is where German is in the video game. We have some couple of spawn points here. This is, I believe, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. This is 9 spaces, probably for a boss fight. And then at the back we have the garden, which is also 9 spaces. So this is an oversized style. We have the lantern here. Then let's look at the cards. I already removed the shrink wrap here. Let's take a look at this. What is this? This is an instruction, maybe. Mini boss spawning. Each time a new tile is revealed, after it is populated and connected to the map, a hunter has moved onto the new space. Flip a card from the mini boss spawn deck. We have it here, mini boss spawn deck. If it says none, nothing happens. If it reveals a mini boss, spawn the matching mini boss in the hunter space. Alright, I see that's what it means. Alright. Mini boss setup. It can be added to any chapter for, a new layer of difficulty, as they said. Creating the mini boss spawn deck, whatever. Yep. Now that they mentioned the mini boss spawn deck, I want to look at it. How many cards are in this one? Right, there's a lot of mini boss cards here. Let's take a look at them. We have the Winter Lantern Executioner. We'll take a look at the miniature later. We have the Stake Driver Hunter, Chikage Hunter, Rifle Spear, Beast Claw, Hunter Axe, Ludwig's Holy Blade, Threaded Cane, Saw Cleaver, and the rest are non cards. Alright. So there's a chance that you will draw none. But if you if you draw a lot of non cards already, you will know that sooner or later a mini boss will spawn. This is German's Burial Blade card deck. Burial Blade transform. Maybe this is a new mechanics in the game, or this is the behavior of German. I am not entirely sure, but yeah, again, I'm not going to show you for the same reason that you have to discover it for yourself. I highly suggest not to look at it, but instead play it until you discover the pattern. We also have Moon Presence cards here. Maybe this is an enemy as well. We have an effect here like an attack. So Moon Presence. What else? We have an item. We have Yusepka's Blood Vial. What else? We have a lot of items here. Empty Phantasm Shell. Call Beyond. Caril Rune. Caril Rune. Right. So those are the small cards we just unveiled. Next, let's take a look at the large cards. These are probably the mini boss and yep, mini bosses. So we have the Executioner. This is the behavior. How about the Hunters? I want to see the Hunters behavior. So the basic attack of this Saw Cleaver Hunter is Cleaver Slash, and then the special is Fast the Hunter Pistol. Oh, okay. So maybe their special is whenever they draw the special, they will use their firearm. So the ability is to transform, and when they transform, you flip the card over. And when you flip the card over, their ability will change, and then again transform. That's nice. That's nice. Wow. I was impressed. I'm impressed. Actually impressed. Yeah. They managed to simulate an actual hunter behavior with that mechanic. So we have a lot of hunters here and more from this box. We're gonna open that up later. So yeah, those are our enemies or the mini bosses. Then we have this card for German, the boss. This is his boss card. And then the Moon Presence as well. The Moon Presence, and these are the firearms. Maybe new firearms that you can get, or this is for the mini bosses. I'm not entirely sure. And we have hunts, and maybe this is what they're saying, the last chapter to your campaign that you can add. And this is also the end game content in the video game where you go one-on-one with German. So yeah, that's a nice addition there, and it's up to 25 cards. Right? That's those are the cards. Let's take a look at the good stuff, the miniatures. Of course, first of all, we're going to look at German first because he is the first hunter. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. Right, so this is German, his miniature, same size, maybe same scale as another hunter. Let's take a look. He's slightly larger in scale. Maybe he's a tall man. Yeah, so this is German. Um, really nice sculpt. Let me take a closer look. Right, so he's using this burial blade. Then we have these are the same sculpt, same miniature as the one in the base game for the characters, for the hunters and the weapons. It's just in a different color or different plastic material. We have 8 of them. 8 of these hunters, the mini bosses. I'm not going to show it to you. I've already shown the first one. They're just the same. Um, these are the executioners. We only have 2 of these, and they look so cute. They're like fat knights. Amazing. Right. Executioners. Okay, then we have one more. I forgot the name of this. What is this? Winter Lantern. We have the Winter Lanterns. Big brain, big eyes. They have seen everything. They have converted into something out of this world. Right, so these are the Winter Lanterns. We have one more big one. I guess this is the Moon Presence. I believe so. That is huge, but not so much. It's like a slender, thin miniature. But look at I'm gonna show it to you. This is a good example of the quality. Attention to detail. Look at that. Look at those, right? I don't know if those are reeds or hair strands, but yeah, that's amazing. It would be nice to paint this. Right. That's the miniature. And that's everything you will get in the Hunter's Dream, the big box or maybe the medium box. We have a smaller one, much smaller one. This is called Hunter's Dream Extras. Let's take a look at them very quickly. It will just add more hunters to our mini bosses. We have the Tonitrus Hunter, the Kirkhammer, and all those hunters that is that you can find in the other expansions. The Blade of Mercy, Ludwig's Uncanny, Holy Blade Hunter, Kirkhammer Hunter, Greater Palash Hunter, Hologarius Wheel, the Bird of Blade, right? What else? We have the firearm. I'm going to open this one now. Then their minibus spawn cards. Okay, so these are their minion spawn cards that came with the box. Tonitrus, the Blade of Mercy, Kirkhammer. Yeah, just to summon them on the board. Summon them to the board, and then we have Tiny Tonitrus, some items here. Maybe you will get these items from the mini bosses when you defeat them. I'm not sure yet. So we have an Old Hunter, Executioner's Gloves, and then some runes. All right. The miniature, I'm not sure if we're going to look at it because it's just the same. This one I haven't seen yet. Yeah, what the hell? Let's just take a look at them. It's not that. So this is everything that you will see in the extras of the Hunter. Um, Hunter's Dream. We have this one, Raker Palace Hunter. Yeah, I like the armor set, the sculpt. Then we have the Logarius Wheel. Then we have the Tonitrus and the Evelyn or Chikage. We have a Kirkhammer wielding Hunter. And the Blade of Mercy Hunter here. Right. Then the Burial Blade Hunter. This is German's weapon as well. Yeah. So yep, that's what you get from the Hunter's Dream extras and the Hunter's Dream expansion. Let's move on to two large expansion boxes.